The world of late-night television and music has been shaken to its core. A beloved figure, a man whose melodies became the soundtrack to millions of evenings, is gone. Cleto Escobedo III, the heart and soul behind the music of Jimmy Kimmel Live, has passed away at just 59 years old. His death on November 11, 2025, sent a wave of grief through Hollywood and beyond, leaving fans, friends, and fellow musicians reeling. For over 2 decades, Cleto wasn't just a band leader. He was the pulse of the show, the laughter between the jokes, the warmth that filled the studio even on the coldest nights. His saxophone didn't just play notes, it told stories, comforted hearts, and reminded us all that music can heal even the deepest wounds. When Jimmy Kimmel, his lifelong friend, confirmed the news in a voice trembling with emotion, it was clear. This was not just a professional loss, but a personal heartbreak. Cleto's story began far from the bright lights of Hollywood. Born on August 23, 1966, in Las Vegas, Nevada, he was raised in a family where music was as essential as air. His father, Cleto Escobedo Jr., was a man of many talents, a trusted butler to legends like Sammy Davis Jr. and Tom Jones, and a gifted musician in his own right. Cleto's mother, Sylvia, saw her son's spark early on. She urged her husband to teach young Cleto the saxophone, a decision that would shape not just his future, but the sound of late-night television for a generation. Growing up in Las Vegas, Cleto was surrounded by the rhythms of jazz, the glamour of the strip, and the magic of live performance. He soaked it all in, his childhood echoing with the sounds of soul and the energy of showbiz. Though he briefly studied political science at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, the call of music was too powerful to ignore. The stage, not the Senate, was where he belonged. But perhaps the most fateful twist in Cleto's early life was the arrival of a new neighbor. When the Kimmel family moved in across the street, a lifelong friendship was born. Cleto and Jimmy became inseparable, sharing late-night laughs, dreams, and a love for the irreverent humor of David Letterman. Who could have guessed that these two kids, glued to the TV in Las Vegas, would one day create their own late-night legacy? Before television fame, Cleto was already making waves in the music world. In the late 1980s, he joined pop superstar Paula Abdul on her Forever Your Girl tour, electrifying arenas with his unmistakable saxophone sound. Later, he toured with Latin sensation Marc Anthony, blending passion and elegance in every performance. Cleto's reputation grew. He was a musician's musician, respected by peers and adored by fans. But destiny had something even bigger in store. In the early 2000s, as Jimmy Kimmel prepared to launch his own late-night show, he reached out to his childhood friend. Cleto said yes, and in 2003, Cleto and the Cletones were born. Together, they wrote and performed the show's iconic theme song, a tune that would become instantly recognizable to millions. Night after night, Cleto stood just a few feet from Jimmy, his music setting the tone for every episode. His laughter, his quick wit, and his ability to improvise with celebrity guests made him an irreplaceable part of the show's magic. Whether jamming with the Roots, trading riffs with Stevie Wonder, or sharing a knowing glance with Jimmy, Cleto made every moment unforgettable. But behind the scenes, Cleto was more than a performer. He was a mentor, a champion for musicians' rights, and a fierce advocate for fair pay in an industry that often overlooks the artists behind the scenes. He worked closely with other late-night band leaders, like Paul Shaffer and Jimmy Vivino, to ensure musicians received the respect and compensation they deserved in the digital age. As we reflect on Cleto's journey, from Las Vegas prodigy to late-night legend, one can't help but wonder, what is it about music that forges such deep, lifelong bonds between people? Is it the shared joy, the late nights, or something even deeper? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'm curious to know what you think. Away from the spotlight, Cleto was a devoted husband and father. He and his wife Lori built a life filled with laughter, love, and of course music. Their home in Studio City, California, was a haven for creativity, where their 2 children grew up surrounded by the sounds of jazz and the warmth of family. Friends describe Cleto as a man of humility and kindness, someone who could light up any room, not with fame, but with genuine warmth and humor. He never forgot his roots. Cleto often returned to Las Vegas, crediting his hometown for teaching him the power of live performance. Despite his success, he remained grounded, always finding time to mentor young musicians and remind them that the heart behind the music mattered more than the fame that followed. The news of Cleto's passing came as a shock. He had faced health issues, but the details remained private. There was no public sign of serious illness, making his sudden death all the more devastating. In the days that followed, tributes poured in from across the entertainment world. Jimmy Kimmel, struggling to hold back tears, paid tribute to his friend on air. There will never be another Cleto. He wasn't just my band leader. He was my brother. The void left by Cleto's absence is impossible to fill. For Jimmy, it's the loss of a friend who had been by his side for nearly 50 years. For Cleto's father, Cleto Jr., it's the heartbreak of losing a son and musical partner, a bond that spanned more than 4 decades. Their playful on-stage banter became a fan favorite, a testament to the love and respect that defined their relationship. Family was always Cleto's greatest pride. Having his father join him on stage was a dream come true, a full-circle moment that captured the essence of love, music, and legacy. At home, Cleto cherished every moment with his wife and children, never missing a school concert or a family dinner, no matter how busy life became. At the time of his passing, Cleto Escobedo III's net worth was estimated at around $3 million. His earnings came from his long tenure on Jimmy Kimmel live performances, royalties, and collaborations with some of the world's biggest artists. But those who knew him best say Cleto never measured his life in dollars. His true wealth was in the laughter he shared, the friendships he nurtured, and the love he spread. Cleto's legacy is more than a collection of performances. He was the heartbeat of a generation of television music, inspiring countless young musicians to believe in the power of authenticity. For over 20 years, his band opened the show, set the mood, and brought joy into homes across America. His influence extended far beyond the studio walls. For Jimmy Kimmel, the loss is deeply personal. Their story, from 2 kids watching Letterman in Las Vegas to building their own late-night empire, is one of friendship, loyalty, and shared dreams. Their chemistry was unscripted, real, and irreplaceable. As the lights faded on Jimmy Kimmel Live that night, the studio audience stood in reverent silence. Jimmy, voice trembling, whispered, "Good night, my friend." It was more than a farewell, it was a thank you to the man whose music carried laughter, emotion, and soul through every broadcast. Though Cleto Escobedo III is gone, his music will echo forever in the hearts of those who heard it. His story is not one of sadness, but of rhythm, the rhythm of a life lived fully, passionately, and joyfully. Even after the final note, the music of love remains.